Welcome to Public Account, where real-life nightmares come alive. Prepare to be haunted by chilling tales of the unknown, drawn from actual events. Lights off, volume up, and remember, these horrors are closer than you think. Subscribe, if you dare.
The Lona legend continues, March 2005 through April 2019. In the dense, mist-shrouded rainforests of Costa Rica, where the canopy teems with life and the nights are pierced by the calls of the wild, there lurks a legend that has chilled the spines of locals and travelers alike. The legend of Lona. This tale, rooted deep in the folklore of the land, tells of a creature more terrifying than any known animal, whose blood-curdling screams from the treetops have been said to freeze the blood of those who hear them. Drawing from stories relayed in newspapers, non-fiction books, magazines, and internet websites, this horror story unfolds a chilling narrative that weaves together the eerie occurrences reportedly linked to Lona. The legend. Awakens, March 2005. The first documented encounter that brought Lona from whispered legend to a horrifying reality occurred in March 2005. A group of tourists camping in the Corcovado National Park reported an unnerving experience. As night descended, the jungle's natural symphony was suddenly overtaken by a series of chilling, unidentifiable screams. The sounds were unlike any wildlife the seasoned guide had ever heard, echoing with a human-like quality that sent shivers down their spines. The next morning, their campsite was found in disarray, with personal belongings scattered as if rifled through by unseen hands. The vanishing, August 2010. In August 2010, a more sinister event was reported in the local newspaper, La Nación. A local farmer from a village on the outskirts of the Monteverde cloud forest vanished without a trace. His family recounted hearing terrifying screams the night before his disappearance, similar to those attributed to Lona. Despite extensive search efforts, no trace of him was ever found, leaving the community haunted and the legend of Lona more alive than ever. The photograph, June 2013. The legend took a more tangible form in June 2013, when an amateur photographer claimed to have captured an image of Lona. The photograph, which quickly spread across internet forums and social media, showed a shadowy figure perched high in the trees, its eyes reflecting a sinister glow against the flash of the camera. Skeptics argued it was nothing more than a trick of the light or a clever hoax, but for those who had heard the creature's screams, the image was chillingly plausible. The research expedition, November 2016. In November 2016, a team of biologists from a renowned international university embarked on an expedition to study the biodiversity of the Costa Rican rainforest, unknowingly stepping into the heart of Lona's domain. Their research was abruptly cut short when one night, their camp was besieged by an onslaught of horrific screams that seemed to come from all directions. Equipment was found damaged, and inexplicable claw marks adorned the trees surrounding their site. The team left the next day, their findings unpublished, the experience attributed to an encounter with Lona. The Last Scream, April 2019. Perhaps the most chilling account occurred in April 2019. A local man, known for his skepticism of the supernatural, ventured into the forest to debunk the legend of Lona once and for all. Armed with a camera and recording equipment, he promised to return by dawn. When he failed to reappear, a search party was organised. They found his equipment scattered near a creek, the camera's memory card miraculously intact. The last recording featured the man, visibly shaken, whispering about hearing something moving through the trees. Suddenly, a deafening scream filled the audio, followed by a scuffle, and then silence. The man was never found. The legend continues. These accounts, drawn from various sources, paint a terrifying picture of Lona, a creature that remains shrouded in mystery and fear. Whether a product of collective imagination fueled by the eerie howls of howler monkeys or a yet-to-be-discovered creature of the night, Lona continues to haunt the rainforests of Costa Rica. The legend, like the screams heard in the dead of night, refuses to be silenced, a constant reminder of the mysteries that lie hidden in the heart of the jungle. As night falls over the lush landscapes of Costa Rica, the rainforest comes alive with the sounds of its inhabitants. But among the natural chorus, there lurks a sound that is far from ordinary, the scream of Lona, a sound that serves as a chilling reminder of the stories and events that have woven themselves into the fabric of Costa Rican folklore, leaving an indelible mark on the psyche of those who have encountered it or heard its tale. The legend of Lona, like the creature itself, remains an enigmatic presence in the rainforest, a story of horror rooted in reality, whispered from one generation to the next under the cover of darkness.
The Haunting of San Lucas Prison. From the 1970s through 1991, San Lucas Prison, once a notorious penitentiary on a remote island in Costa Rica, has been the source of chilling tales and ghostly encounters that have been whispered about in newspapers, non-fiction books, and various online platforms. Closed in 1991, this island prison was known for its harsh conditions, where the worst of society were sent away from the mainland. Over the years, the island has transformed into a national park, attracting visitors not just for its natural beauty, but for its haunted history, especially the ghost of a female nurse, a priest, and several former inmates whose spirits are said to linger. In the late 1970s, a young nurse was assigned to San Lucas Prison, her duty being to care for the health of inmates in a place forgotten by time and humanity. The stories, relayed through articles and tales from former guards and prisoners, tell of her brutal fate at the hands of several inmates, leading to her tragic death within the prison's walls. Her spirit, they say, has never left the island, wandering the decaying halls and rooms seeking justice or perhaps peace. The priest and the prisoners. Another soul bound to the island is that of a priest who, in the early 20th century, devoted his life to the spiritual needs of the inmates. His death under mysterious circumstances left many to speculate about the dark secrets he took to his grave. Alongside him, the spirits of former prisoners are said to roam, their lives cut short by violence, disease, or the harsh punishments meted out by the prison system, the encounters. Visitors to the island have reported eerie occurrences, inexplicable cold spots, the feeling of being watched, and even the sounds of chains dragging across the stone floors. The most harrowing tales come from those who claim to have seen the apparitions, the sorrowful figure of the nurse, her uniform stained, wandering the infirmary where she once worked. The priest, standing silently in what remains of the chapel as if holding vigil over souls long departed, and the shadows of prisoners appearing as fleeting glimpses in the corners of one's eye. The Night of the Lost. One night, a group of curious visitors, armed with cameras and recorders, set out to explore the ruins under the cloak of darkness. Their goal was to document the paranormal, to prove the existence of the spirits that haunt San Lucas Prison. As they navigated the crumbling structures, they encountered the cold spots and unexplained noises that had become almost expected. However, as they reached the infirmary, the atmosphere shifted. A palpable sense of dread enveloped the group. Then, without warning, a scream pierced the night, a sound so filled with anguish and despair that it rooted them to the spot. It was the nurse, her apparition more vivid than any had anticipated, her expression one of eternal sorrow. She moved among them, her gaze locking with each person's eyes, before she vanished as quickly as she had appeared. In the chapel they found the priest, his figure glowing faintly in the moonlight that filtered through the broken roof. He raised a hand, as if in blessing or warning, before fading away, leaving behind a heavy silence that spoke of untold stories and unfulfilled destinies. The legacy. The events of that night, shared through articles, blogs, and social media, added another layer to the haunted legacy of San Lucas Prison. Skeptics and believers alike are drawn to the island, each seeking their own answers or perhaps an encounter with the supernatural. The stories of San Lucas Prison serve as a reminder of the dark chapters in human history, where suffering and injustice were commonplace. The hauntings, whether real or imagined, highlight the emotional and psychological scars left on places marked by such intense human experiences. Conclusion: the impact of these events continues to resonate. San Lucas Prison, with its history of despair and redemption, serves as a canvas for the supernatural, inviting those who dare to explore the thin veil between the living and the dead. As the island stands today, a national park visited by boat, it welcomes those who seek to understand the depths of human cruelty and the resilience of the human spirit. The ghosts of San Lucas prison, whether rooted in fact or fiction, serve as eternal guardians of its stories, ensuring that the lessons of the past are never forgotten. Spheres of Power, April 1987. In the lush, verdant heart of Costa Rica lies a mystery as enigmatic as it is ancient, the stone spheres of the Diquis. These near-perfectly round stones, ranging in size from mere centimeters to over 2 meters in diameter, have puzzled historians, archaeologists and locals alike since their discovery in the 1930s. The origins and purpose of these spheres remain a subject of debate, with theories ranging from markers of ancient astronomical phenomena to symbols of social status within pre-Columbian societies. Yet, amidst these scholarly debates, there are darker tales whispered in the shadows of the jungle, tales of curses, ancient treasures, and otherworldly powers. One such story begins on a humid evening in late April 1987. Carlos, a young farmer from a nearby village, had heard the legends of the spheres all his life. His grandfather often spoke of an ancient treasure hidden within one of the stones, a secret passed down through generations but never proven. Driven by a mix of desperation and curiosity, Carlos decided to seek out the spheres under the cover of darkness, hoping to uncover their secrets. Equipped with nothing but a lantern and a pickaxe, Carlos ventured into the dense jungle, guided by the moon's faint glow and the knowledge passed down from his ancestors. After hours of searching, he stumbled upon a clearing where several spheres lay partially buried in the earth. The air around them felt charged, as if the stones themselves were alive with ancient energy. Carlos approached the largest sphere, its surface smooth and unyielding under the touch of his calloused hands. He raised his pickaxe, ready to break open the stone and claim the treasures within. But as metal struck stone, a chilling scream pierced the night, echoing through the trees and causing Carlos to stagger back in fear. The ground beneath him trembled, and the air grew thick with a palpable sense of dread. The spheres began to move, slowly at first, then with increasing speed, orbiting around Carlos in a dizzying dance. He realized too late the folly of his actions. The spheres were not merely stone, but guardians of an ancient power not meant for mortal hands. As the spheres circled closer, Carlos felt an invisible force pulling at his very soul, draining his strength and will to flee. The last thing he saw before darkness claimed him was the sight of the spheres returning to their resting places, as if nothing had happened. The next morning, Carlos was found unconscious in the clearing, his body covered in strange markings that glowed faintly in the dawn light. When he awoke, he could recall nothing of the night's events, save for a deep sense of terror that left him shaken to his core. The villagers whispered of curses and angry spirits, and Carlos knew he could never again approach the spheres. Years passed, and the story of that night became yet another legend surrounding the stone spheres of the Diquis. Researchers and tourists continued to visit the site, drawn by the mystery and beauty of the stones, unaware of the true power that lay dormant within. But the locals remembered, and they treated the spheres with a newfound respect, wary of awakening the ancient forces that slumbered beneath their polished surfaces. The stone spheres of the Diquis remain a mystery to this day, a testament to the ingenuity and spirituality of the ancient peoples of Costa Rica. Yet the stories of treasures and curses serve as a reminder of the dangers of greed and the folly of attempting to harness powers beyond our understanding. In the heart of the jungle, the spheres stand silent, guardians of secrets not meant for the world of men.
Lash, Guardian of the Wilderness, 1997 through 2015. In the dense, lush heartlines of Costa Rica, where the rainforest whispers ancient tales, there lurks an entity scarcely spoken of, even in hushed tones. Known to the indigenous people as Lash, this water elemental is a being of profound mystery and terror, a guardian of nature's most secluded domains. Stories of Lash, pieced together from newspaper clippings, non-fiction accounts and digital footprints, reveal a series of unsettling events that have occurred over the years, each marked by the presence of this enigmatic force. April 15, 1997, the disappearance of Eduardo Gomez. In the spring of 1997, a local newspaper reported the disappearance of Eduardo Gomez, a seasoned hiker known for his extensive knowledge of the Costa Rican rainforests. Eduardo set out to explore a rarely trodden path near the base of the Talamanca Range, an area rumoured to be under the watchful gaze of Lash. He was last seen by fellow hikers at the trail's head, eager and unafraid. When Eduardo failed to return, a search party found only his backpack on the banks of a stream that locals avoid, whispering that it's where Lash dwells. The water there was unusually turbulent that day, as if expressing the elemental's displeasure. August 23, 2002, the night of Unnatural Rain magazine articles from August 2002 recount a night when the village of San Lorenzo experienced rainfall like no other. It began suddenly, without the telltale signs of an approaching storm. The rain was cold, unnaturally so, and it targeted the village exclusively, leaving surrounding areas dry. Elders spoke of Lash's anger, suggesting that recent deforestation efforts had provoked the spirit. That night, the rain seemed to carry voices whispering warnings to those who dared listen. The following morning, the village awoke to find the nearby river swollen but remarkably clear, as if purified by the elemental's intervention. October 31st, 2010, the vanishing of the river fish. A notable event occurred in October 2010, documented extensively online by environmentalists and researchers. The Coto Bruce River, a vibrant ecosystem, suddenly became devoid of fish. Investigations revealed no pollutants or natural predators that could explain the mass disappearance. Local legend suggested that Lash, disturbed by illegal mining operations nearby, had spirited away the river's life as a demonstration of power and a warning. It was a chilling reminder of the elemental's deep connection to the waterways of Costa Rica and its willingness to protect them at all costs. June 5, 2015, the Whispering Mists. The most recent account, from June 2015, involves a group of tourists who encountered what they described as whispering mists while visiting the Monteverde cloud forest. According to their testimonies, which gained significant attention on travel blogs and news sites, the mists enveloped them suddenly, reducing visibility to nearly zero. Within the mists, they heard whispers in a language unknown yet unmistakably warning, leading them away from a path that, unbeknownst to them, skirted a perilous drop. They emerged unscathed but profoundly changed, with a newfound respect for the forest and its unseen guardians. These events, scattered across the years, weave a tapestry of interactions with an entity that defies rational explanation. Lash, as described by those who felt its presence, is not merely a myth, but a vital force within Costa Rica's rainforests. It serves as both protector and punisher, a guardian of nature's balance. Skeptics may dismiss these stories as coincidences or fabrications, but for those who have experienced the unexplainable, Lash is a very real presence. The indigenous peoples of Costa Rica have long understood that nature is not a resource to be exploited, but a living, breathing entity deserving of respect. Lash, in their eyes, is a manifestation of nature's will, a reminder that humanity is not above the natural laws that govern life on Earth. Through these stories, Lash serves as a bridge between the ancient wisdom of the past and the pressing environmental concerns of the present, urging us to listen to the whispers of the earth before it's too late. In the heart of Costa Rica's rainforests, where the unseen becomes visible and the unheard finds a voice, Lash continues to roam, a spectral guardian of water and wilderness. The stories of its interactions with humanity, spanning decades, serve not only as thrilling tales of horror, but as poignant reminders of our place within the natural world. As the boundaries between the known and the unknown blur, one thing remains clear. The spirit of the rainforest, embodied by Lash, will forever watch over its domain, mysterious, ancient, and undeniably powerful.
Bruja de Escazu, Encounters, 1989. In the shadowed depths of Costa Rica's rich tapestry of folklore and legend, the Witch of Escazu, or La Bruja de Escazu, occupies a chilling chapter, her story woven into the very fabric of the local consciousness. Said to haunt the old roads and dense forests of the San Jose suburb, her presence is an eerie reminder of the mysteries that linger in the dark corners of the world. The Witch of Escazu, a chronicle of shadows. It was the year 1989, a time when Costa Rica basked in its natural beauty by day and whispered tales of the supernatural by night. Escazu, with its sprawling coffee plantations and lush landscapes, harboured a darker reputation as the dwelling of La Bruja, Locals spoke of her with a mixture of fear and respect, her story passed down through generations, a spectral figure robed in the myths of the land. The first of the modern encounters occurred on a fog-laden evening in October. Carlos, a farmer whose land bordered the ancient forests, noticed a peculiar chill in the air as he closed his barn. The mist seemed to coalesce into shapes, and from the whispers of the wind emerged a figure draped in black, her eyes gleaming with an otherworldly light. Carlos, frozen in fear, watched as she vanished into the night. The next morning, his strongest ox was found dead, no mark upon its body but its eyes wide with terror. In 1993, a group of teenagers ventured into the forest, daring each other to confront the legend. They laughed and joked, their flashlights cutting through the darkness, until an eerie silence fell. The night was suddenly cold, and a figure emerged from the shadows, her presence suffocating. They fled in terror, but one among them, Sophia, glanced back. She saw the witch, her gaze meeting Sophia's, a silent curse that left her voiceless for days. The most chilling account came in 2001, when a hiker, intrigued by the legends, disappeared near the old roads of Escazu. His camera was found, the last photo capturing a shadowed figure amidst the trees, her back turned as if leading him away. Search parties scoured the area, but of the hiker there was no sign. He had vanished, swallowed by the forest and its ancient keeper. Theories abound regarding the witch of Escazu. Some say she was a healer, wronged by those she helped, her spirit bound to the land. Others whisper of a darker origin, a pact with forces beyond comprehension, granting her eternal life at a dreadful cost. The truth remains shrouded in the mists that blanket the hills, a puzzle whose pieces are scattered across the annals of history and hearsay. Despite the fear, there's a fascination with La Bruja. She's become a symbol of the unknown that lurks in the natural world, a reminder of the respect that the land demands. Her tale is a testament to the power of storytelling, how legends can shape our understanding of the world and caution us against the arrogance of dismissing the ancient and the mystical. Epilogue: The Legacy of the Witch. The Witch of Escazu transcends the boundary between myth and reality, her story a mirror reflecting humanity's enduring curiosity and fear of the unknown. In Costa Rica, her legend persists, a cautionary tale that warns of the mysteries that defy explanation. The dates of her appearances, scattered across the decades, form a chronology of intrigue, each account adding layers to her enigmatic persona. As night falls over Escazu, the shadows lengthen and the air fills with the whispered tales of those who have encountered the witch. The forests and old roads hold their secrets close, a testament to the enduring power of legend and the unexplained phenomena that continue to captivate the human imagination. In this chronicle of shadows, the Witch of Escazu stands as a symbol of the eternal dance between light and darkness, known and unknown. Her story, etched into the folklore of Costa Rica, is a reminder that there are things in this world beyond the reach of reason, dwelling in the spaces between the seen and the unseen.